Kofi Kingston here, WWE Superstar. For years, you've seen this guy on your TV screens. I believe a 22-time gold holder. I mean, one of the most decorated in the history of the company. Have I built you up enough, Kofi?
Yeah, hey, I'll take what I can get, man. We there's always room for expansion. You got a good little house, but you put a little addition on there. You go ahead and put a little another floor on there. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. I'll take compliments all day.
Right.
This
There's
this has been you
always
complimenting me the whole time.
there's always room for another fireplace and another mantle. And
That's
then once
right.
you do that, you add bookcases around it.
Yeah.
But before we really get into everything about what you guys are bringing here to Roanoke and the fun, immersive entertainment and everything, I want to start out asking you about how Big E's doing. Have you talked to him?
Oh
We
yeah.
saw that awful, scary neck injury, broke his neck a couple of weeks ago on SmackDown. How's he doing, and how's the locker room doing?
He's actually doing really well, all things considered. He's had his spirits, and he's been in high spirits the entire time, literally from the moment that it happened, all the way up until now. He's been real positive about everything. Yeah, we really lucked out. That it was, and I keep saying this, but that it was only a fracture in his C1 and C6. There was no misalignment, no spinal cord damage. He's up and about, moving around pretty good. He's been really good about like posting on social media and everything, and really kind of letting people know like what his status was or what his status is. So yeah, he's doing very well, and all the support that he's been getting from everybody has been just amazing. It's awesome to see, but more importantly, like he really does appreciate it. He's had people visiting in and out of his house for the past 2 weeks, and yeah, just the love on social media has been pretty fantastic. So keep it coming, man. Keep it coming. He really does appreciate it, and we just take it one day at a time, and it's a matter of rest and recovery, and we'll see where things go. But he's doing really good, and he's really grateful for everything that people have said to him and all the support that he's gotten.
And I know you guys are really close. You've been working with the New Day, that faction, that group for, God, was it been 6, 7 years now? And just all the things you guys have accomplished. So talk to me a little bit about that, like the camaraderie you guys have, and then just where the group has started from, and then the heights that all three of you guys have ascended to. And I mean, even yourself winning the WWE Championship at WrestleMania a couple of years ago. I mean, it's been incredible watching what you guys have done over the last few years.
Yeah, man, it's really I hate like tooting my own horn, but at the same time,
No,
like
please toot away, toot toot toot.
toot 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 toot. Yeah. It's been great. It's been great. It's been I think obviously from a career perspective, to find two guys that you vibe with so well and you have great chemistry with is awesome, because the chemistry that we have is not really anything that's ever been replicated in WWE or really on screen anywhere. To have three guys who are on the same page with everything has been awesome, and it has benefited us in the ring and benefited our careers, and has allowed us to excel and do a lot of fun things. From promos with The Rock to hosting WrestleMania to talking about country music, and there's we've done so many things on a professional level, but more so on a personal from a personal standpoint, to have met two guys that I consider to be my brothers. There's like nobody that I'm closer with in the world, than I am to these guys. And we talk every single day. We've never been into any kind of fight or disagreement. We've never had any kind of spats. We have the same interests. We all have different goals, and we support each other to the fullest, no matter what it is that we're doing. So it has been an amazing experience just to be able to have that kind of a bond with people in life, not just our careers, but to actually have people who you consider to be your friends, you consider to be your brothers, and that you would do anything for. So yeah, it's been an amazing experience, man. Just being able to just to have people that I hold so dearly to my heart and so closely. So when all that was going down with Big E, like there was a moment where I didn't know what was going to happen, right? And you see all these paramedics coming out and him getting put on the stretcher, and it's like, man, am I going to lose my brother today? Like, so it's a very it really emphasized, like re-emphasized kind of how strong that bond is between us, because I don't know what I would have done if things had gone a certain way. And luckily they didn't. And here we are, and we're still able to like talk about it. And like I said, he's moving around pretty well. But yeah, I'm just so grateful for the bond that we've been able to build over the years, in all three of us.
I know that you guys have talked on it in the past as well, just representation as well, and seeing not only yourself hold that title, Big E holding it for a long period of time, and then everything that Xavier's been able to, the gold he's been able to hold, and you're seeing representation there, and then kids who maybe have not seen that representation so much, see a black man ascend to this level of being champion and being the face of the company. And I know I see your sons back there as well. Talk to me a little bit about the importance of that, being able to have that representation and to show that next generation of superstar and wrestler that, yeah, no matter what you look like, yeah, you can be at the top.
Yeah, it's really important, man. I always say that seeing is believing, right? Like to say something is possible, in theory is cool to believe that anything is possible no matter what, but to actually see it happen is so much more powerful. And when I won the championship at WrestleMania, there's so many people from generations past who never thought they would ever see an African-born champion because it had never happened before. They just didn't know that it would ever be even possible. So for me to be the person that unlocks that possibility for everybody who has watched this this industry or watched WWE for decades, and to like actualize what they have always wanted is amazing. But like you were saying, more importantly, for the next generation who is watching their television and they're seeing their heroes and they're seeing us in prominent places in the highest levels, like that just hits a little bit different, to again, like to say that anything is possible because I've seen it happen. We're going through like social media that day, like after I won the championship in 2019. I couldn't get through it. I couldn't get through my feed for like 2 days. I'm trying to like go down. It was literally like 2 days, 48 hours of trying to go through and read every single message. And there were just so many people who had posted pictures of their kids, and they were just like, whoa, like the little kids watching the actual moment happen. And they were just ecstatic, and hopefully we get to a point where we're not even talking about like race because it's so standard. You've obviously had like Big E, B Champ, and Bobby Lashley as well. And we're just working towards being able to have this be a normal situation, right? To where it's an everyday thing, right? It's an everyday thing.
Yeah, it's not out of the ordinary anymore.
Right. Exactly. And then even with like Woods too, man, like for him, it was always about King of the Ring. It was always about being the King of the Ring.
Yep. And two, I mean, that's the thing too. I don't mean to cut you off, but like, in because I'll be 34 this year, and I know you just turned 39 again. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah.
And then Woods and E, they're right in the middle. Like we grew up watching King of the Ring. I mean, that was it. So to see that as a kid, damn man, that would be really cool to do that one day. And he did it.
Yeah, he did it, and I'm so proud of him too because it was something that he it's like affirmation, right? And having mantras. People would always ask us in interviews like, "Oh, well, what, you're gonna be champion someday, Kofi?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think so." And E, "Yeah, you're gonna be champion someday too. You got what it takes." And Woods, "What about you? What championship do you want to win?" He's like, "I don't want to win a championship. I want to be the King of the Ring." Every single interview that we had for years, and now here we are, him with the crown. It's so beautiful to see because for me and Woods in particular, like we grew up watching WWE, and this is what we wanted to do. This was always our dream, and that was always his goal, was to be King of the Ring. So to see him now come out as King Woods with the crown on and getting his throne pulled by these serfs and peasants, and then, you know what I'm saying? It's just great. So, as a group, we've achieved everything that we have wanted to. But there's always room for more. We get greedy. We get greedy out there.
We say, what's next for the new day? I mean, come on. Like we said, there's always room for another mantle and another fireplace.
That's right. We're just building layers, man. We building layers.
All right. So you're saying you're talking about it hits different. That's a nice segue into my next point. We got the new WWE 2K22 just came out. I know you are a big video game guy. Have you played it? What do you like? What do you not like?
Yeah, man. I've played it briefly. And it's already like a lot smoother than the last one was, and that was the
Yeah.
2 years ago one
Yeah,
was, which
we all know about that one.
you know what I mean? Like I think that 2K really went back to the drawing board and like brought things back to a simplistic way to play the game, because we all grew up on playing, N64 and playing WCW versus
Hmm.
NWO World Tour and
WWF Attitude, the hours and days me and
oh,
neighbor of mine dumped into that game. I don't know why we picked on Dr. Death Steve Williams, but we always did 2-on-1 handicap hardcore matches
wow.
and just beating
Because
him
you
to a
needed
pulp.
to. He was a tough dude,
He's a
man.
bad dude.
Bro, he's real tough. He's real tough. But yeah, man, it's a great game this year, and a lot more people are enjoying it. So yeah, it's good to like kind of go back to the basics. And like speaking of those games back in the day, like even though they were like pretty simplistic to play, we played them for hours, and you can go back and play them now, and they still hold up. You could
Hmm.
still play for hours. We've gone to several barcades where we've played for hours, literally. So I'm glad to see 2K kind of going back to the roots and the foundations of what makes a wrestling game fun.
You play your sons? Do they have a favorite game? And if you do play them, do you ease up on them, or do you show no mercy? Like my older brother used to beat the brakes off me in any game we play, and I'm like, why don't you let me win? He's like, you got to learn today.
The funny thing is that in our house we don't really do a whole lot of screen time. We've been talking about saving up for a Nintendo Switch. They're trying to get a Switch in the house, but
Okay.
so they've not played the game, unfortunately. But if they were to play the game, I would put the whooping on them
You have to.
mercilessly and give them that hard lesson. We can't ease up on them out there.
No, that's the world's a tough place. You got to toughen them up inside the walls of their own house.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's talk about just for folks that people that haven't been to a WWE event. Talk to us a little bit about just how fun it is being there in person at the live events, and really it's part. I mean, the crowd is just as much a part of it as you guys in
Oh,
the ring.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I always tell people like if you've never been to a WWE event, you owe it to yourself to go and experience like the live experience, man. It's like nothing you've ever experienced before. The level of energy is just amazing. When you bring out your signs out there, right? Like, and we see those signs, so you boo the people who you don't like, you cheer the people who you love, and it's all good. Like we crave that energy and we give it back to you, and then you leave just feeling elated, and energized. So yeah, it's a great experience for sure. And anybody who hasn't been to a show, man, like you owe it to yourself. If I mean, let me back up. If you like fun, if you like having fun, then go to a WWE show. If you hate fun, then don't come. Don't come here. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like fun, you don't like having fun, then this is the wrong place to be. But if you like having fun, you enjoy interactions with just awesome people and watching athletic contests and people doing crazy acrobatic maneuvers, then WWE is the way to go. And this is the show that you want to go to.
I do catch flack from time to time. It was really when I first told people I worked with it how big of a fan I am and still am,
Yeah.
and they're like really, like yes, really. I'm like, you know what? Okay, let me explain it to you. Do you watch a TV show?
Uh huh.
Yeah, and I hate even saying it, but well, it's not real. It's no, it is. But just like your TV show, there are scripted outcomes. Yes, we realize that, but it is just as fun, even more so fun, because when you go, you are there in person. It is like live performance, live, hard hitting ballet for
Yeah.
lack of better term. And I guarantee you will walk away a fan.
Exactly, but people who like have that mentality, they just ignorant, like
Yeah,
they just
yeah,
ignorant. They
they
don't
hate
know.
fun,
Yeah,
Kofi.
they hate fun.
They
They don't
hate
understand.
fun.
But then when they go to a show, then they get it. They understand that level
Mm-hmm.
of energy. So again, like I tell people, man, like once you go to a show, like you can't help but be drawn in, man. It's just too much fun out there, man. And then when you see all the kids running around and like having a good time,
Yeah.
like what was really fun for me was when we got to be bad guys and I got to yell at kids and I got to tell them that I was gonna ground them,
Did you make
and
any
then
kids cry?
Well, I mean, every now and then, but then it was all worth it in the grand scheme of the show, because then if I ended up losing the match and the kid would come out there and he'd be so happy that I lost, so it's, again, just an amazing experience. It's so unique and just incredibly entertaining on so many different levels. So if you like having fun, come out to the show and have you some fun.
Well, Kofi, dude, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Sons, hello, goodbye. And we love watching your dad. Thank you for letting us steal your dad away for so much time that we do. And Kofi, best of luck. And hopefully Big E comes back sooner than later.
Yeah, man. Appreciate that.
All right. Thank you much. And we'll see you in Roanoke here in about a month and a half.
Yes, sir. Can't wait, man.